Hello and welcome to the Comics Experiment, the show right here at Comicstorian that has been going on for 5 years. You can find this show going live every Thursday over at twitch.tv/Comicstorian at about 3 p.m. Eastern. You can then find it uploaded here on YouTube every Saturday if we did an episode. You can also find it uploaded over at Spotify and all of your other favorite podcast apps, because I don't run that side of the company. There's a guy that does that. And it's Dan.
Oh, shit. I'm just kidding. It is me.
Today we're going to be talking about potential sequels for The Batman, which will include minor spoilers for the first movie because we have to discuss how it's going to be a sequel. But I wanted to give you that intro right here, let you guys know about the potential spoilers. But today's episode is brought to you by a couple of sponsors. First up, we've got G Fuel. Use code COMICS at checkout, Dan. Get yourself some, a little bit off of a tub of G Fuel and get the energy that I am portraying right now. My current favorite flavor, I'm trying to think if it's still available because I have so much back stock of it now.
I was going to say, you could see the gerbil fall off the wheel.
So,
I'm currently, this has literally got Monster Hunter potion in it, but I think they're out of that. So go with Radioactive Lemonade, the Spider-Man one, unless they're out of that.
They've got a lot of good stuff.
They do got a lot of good stuff, yeah. You can also go check out our other sponsor, ourselves. You can go check out Absolutely Marvel and DC.
Here's a 20.
Oh, thanks.
Sponsoring.
All right. We're sponsored. Pat ourselves
Go
on
check
that.
out our other
Good
channel,
job.
Absolutely Marvel and DC, where Dan and I sit down with Sal and Dylan, two of our other friends, discussing TV shows and movies. And we've also got another bigger sponsor.
Indeed, we do.
God.
It is.
God is sponsoring today's show.
It is Honey, where you can save money online, and you can get Honey for free when you go to joinhoney.com/experiment. We'll tell you more in the middle of today's episode.
You totally threw Dan right off the rails on that
Well, the
one.
way you said it, like, we have a bigger sponsor.
Yeah,
like, we're going to be like our Lord and Savior.
I have been watching Righteous Gemstones. I could pull that off easy, you know?
But seriously, Honey saves you a lot of money when you shop online.
So, since a lot of you guys here on Comicstorian have not gone over to Absolutely Marvel and DC, just to give you a heads up, we did a full hour-long review of everything in that movie. But for those of you who don't want to go check out our other channel and see that full review, we'll do a quick, not really spoiler review. What are your guys' general thoughts on The Batman?
I really liked it.
I also liked it, but it was a little long.
I do feel it was a little long, but and I've said this before. I don't know how you could tell that story by cutting stuff. Like, I don't know what they.
It wouldn't have been
cut.
as effective.
While
there
I
are certain
agree,
things I feel like some of the shots which are amazing. They probably lingered a little too long on certain ones. They probably could have cut some stuff there.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I thought it was a fantastic movie.
I thought it was great. My favorite things, I loved Robert Pattinson's performance as Batman.
I didn't like his Bruce Wayne.
I did not like his Bruce Wayne as much.
Agreed.
I loved the musical choice.
He's like Bruce Wayne for like 5 minutes in the movie.
Yeah. That's why I kind of give it a pass.
I feel like his Bruce
And even
Wayne
when he's
is
Bruce
younger
Wayne,
than
he's
his
trying
Batman.
to be Batman.
Yeah. Well, because this is supposed to be he doesn't care about Bruce Wayne at this
Yeah.
point, which I understand. It's just you didn't really get a feel for his Bruce Wayne, I feel.
I thought the music was incredible.
Yeah.
The new Batman theme's awesome. I keep having it in my head. I wake up in the morning now. It used to be I'd wake up to Goku's Ultra Instinct theme from Dragon Ball Super. Dun, 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 dun. Now I wake up to the
such
Batman
a
theme.
weirdo.
I am. But now I wake up to the Batman thing, dun.
The weirdest part was he would wake up going, ah! powering up for about 5
Natalie hated it because I
hours.
wake up at 5:30 most mornings and she's sleeping and I'm just like, ah!
Cats are like, what the hell is wrong with you?
But I loved that. I loved Zoe Kravitz's portrayal of Catwoman.
Yeah, I
it's
thought
probably
she
one of the
did
most
a really
accurate
good
to the
job.
comic book
Yeah, I
version.
would say so. Yeah. Colin
And
Farrell as the Penguin was shockingly good.
Yeah.
he's getting his own show, which I
Yeah.
half want to watch now.
I would watch that. I think he did a really good job. Plus, just a crime series set around Gotham is always fun.
And the last thing is to comment on the length. I do agree. I feel that the length was a little long, but I attribute that more to when Andy and I saw it. It started at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
So by the time we were
I'm
at
normally asleep by that. I'm really like an old man. I'm normally in bed watching TV.
so it's like I remember looking at the clock at like 11:30. And she came, is it over yet? We still have an epilogue going on
Still
here.
haven't
But
started the
it's-
movie. These trailers
I-
are taking forever.
there was a lot of trailers.
I'm just more attributing it to I was just ready for bed.
Sure, yeah.
And
yeah.
the movie's main plot had resolved.
Yeah. Although it had technically.
Yeah.
We just didn't know that.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
I'm pretty sure as well, though, one of the reasons it is so long is it is the actual director's cut, not a
Yeah,
theatrical
sure, yeah,
cut
yeah.
like a lot of other movies
Yeah.
tend to get.
Yeah. On top of that, before we move into our sequel, where do you guys rank this in your list of Batman movies? Because for me, I go Mask of the Phantasm. I go.
What we're
The
doing?
Batman.
We gonna add animated?
Any Batman, any
okay.
Batman centric thing.
Batman 66.
I would have to see a full list of them to be reminded of
I'm just
what
top
they
three.
are.
I would
we
say-
can do an actual debate episode of this if we can't think of anything else to do later. But
I would put
say
it in my better ones. I'll say that because it would be in the. Oh, you want a good Batman one? Yeah, the Batman with Robert Pattinson. That's a really fun one.
Yeah,
to
I was gonna
watch.
say. I would say probably this is, in my opinion, probably the best Batman movie because it's the most realistic while still being comic accurate. I feel.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it's my favorite. I would still say 89 is my favorite, just because that's like my Batman.
Yeah.
Like that's like the first movie I saw as a kid.
Right.
yeah, same here.
So I would say that it elevates that one for me, but that's more of a nostalgic.
For me,
memory thing.
it's right now. It's Mask of Phantasm is still number one because that was the first one I remember really enjoying and really being into. We went to go see it with our grandmother at the time.
Yes, we did.
And
She's not our
I do
grandmother
think
anymore.
I do think it's a lot of nostalgia stuff, just like Batman '89, which was like the one we did with our dad. We saw
Yeah,
that one
yeah,
with our
yeah.
dad, and that
Yeah.
was great. For me, this place is like second or third, depending on like what mood I'm in. Really,
I've
Flipping
seen
with '89.
I've seen a lot of people who are like, oh, well, I think The Dark Knight was a better Batman movie. I think The Dark Knight is a really good movie, but I was never big on like Christian Bale, honestly.
Yeah.
I thought he was a good Bruce Wayne, but not a good Batman.
I'll
oddly enough.
say this is my favorite Batman as a detective movie.
Well, it's like the only Batman.
Yeah, it's the only
is a
one.
And
detective
exactly.
movie, yeah.
Like this one, well, all the other ones do have detective aspects to them.
Yeah, okay.
But
yeah.
this one's just straight up a detective
Yeah.
movie, and I think
Yeah.
that was really good about it.
I mean, I was a fan of the Dark Knight trilogy. It's not in my top. It'd be like 4 or 5, depending on how.
I enjoyed them. Yeah,
I
thought they were
enjoyed
good,
them.
yeah.
What I actually disliked about the whole Christopher Nolan trilogy and Christian Bale trilogy, I didn't like the attempt to try and make it realistic. Well, I feel the Batman did a great job of keeping it grounded, but we still
It
remember
was like if a
we're still
comic
in a
book world
comic.
was real.
Yes, exactly.
Not
well,
if-
Christopher Nolan tried to be like, what if a guy in real life tried
Wanted to be
make-
Batman.
He tried to be Batman.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is what my problem I always had with the Dark Knight Rises and Dark
Yeah,
Knight
yeah,
and all
yeah.
that stuff. It was always that weird attempt. Like when you try to rationalize Bane, I'm like, I mean, the dude's just doing drugs and slamming you. That's all he's doing.
Yeah.
So
Slamming?
slamming him.
No, I'm not going to question that one. He's into things. I don't know what.
So, but yeah, that's where it ranks for me. So now let's move into our sequels. Who wants to go first? Here, I'm going to roll a dice. Okay. If it's 1 to 6,
Okay.
I'll go first. If it's 7 to 13, Dan will go first. And if it's 14 to 20, Andy goes first. And are you impressed that I was able to think that out?
I am actually. You can see the gerbil running extra hard.
I thought he was going to be like, all right, so Andy, you're 1 to 2.
Yeah.
Benny, 3 to 4. Dan, you're the rest. Oh God.
Also would have been good.
All right, I guess I'm going first. We got a 2.
Sucker.
Okay, so mine's going to play off of elements that arose in the first movie,
Okay.
but weren't like prominent. So mild spoiler for the first movie.
Mild spoiler alert.
Towards the ending, something happens. He ends up grabbing a green-looking liquid and he shoots himself in the leg with it.
True, yes.
Which right now could either be an adrenaline shot or it could be venom.
My first thought was Venom.
And most people are leaning towards it being
yeah.
venom. So
I literally was in the theater going, did he just inject himself with Venom?
But they also do it in an exact way. You're like,
It could have.
It could be an EpiPen,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
So my idea is we now cut 2 more years into the future. We're still not like
Okay.
proper.
20 years. Now he's old man.
No, we're not going that far.
Oh.
We go like 1 or 2 years in the future. Batman is wildly effective, but we discover that Batman is actually on Venom as a drug. So I'm kind of taking pieces of the Batman comic Venom, where he tries to use Venom to become superior and doesn't go well. He gets addicted. Well, that's kind of
Don't
where
do
I
drugs.
or basically Thomas Wayne as well.
Yeah, like a Thomas Wayne
Yeah,
kind of a
okay,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
So in my idea for the sequel, we've now jumped ahead. He's kind of dependent on the drug, but he's like hiding it from Alfred, Commissioner, all these other things. Because he doesn't want them to know this is where he's getting this like insane strength.
Right.
We go, because we'll make this long like all the other ones, we go like 30, 45 minutes in. My Batman 2 is like 6 hours long.
Yeah, screw it. We're doubling the length on this one. It's like a mini series, but you got to sit the whole thing.
Yeah.
You were binging it in the theater.
And we don't let you leave.
No.
You're like locked in.
They
the chair.
lock in.
It's like
So-
a roller coaster.
We go like 30, 45 minutes in, and we're fighting the new villain. Now, for the sake of this, I'm going to... Any throwaway villain is really going to work for the
Mr.
beginning.
Freeze.
Joker. We're gonna bring Joker in.
Just Joker is in like the first 10 minutes and then he's done.
But we go with a throwaway villain. We could do something simple like Firefly, maybe the
Condiment
crossover with
King.
that girl. But
Zaz.
Zaz would be great.
As would work. Yeah.
Somebody that is effective at fighting Batman, but not like.
I was gonna
top
say
tier.
if he's taking Venom though, you gotta have somebody that's physically stopping Batman.
right.
Like, why would you need to be physically stronger to fight Firefly? If anything, you just need like a gun from a distance.
Well, so the what the way I'm picturing it with the Venom is he's using it like he used it in the movie, where every time he takes a mild injury,
Right.
he's like, I'm good.
Oh, stomach too.
I mean, in the movie, he gets shot.
I
with a
feel so
shotgun.
much better.
Start punching Firefly in the face.
So somebody that's going to do it, like injure him to an
Yeah,
extent. And he during this final fight with this opening villain, he gets so injured, he in theory should be dead.
Okay.
But he gets out of it, walks away from it, which then makes Alfred and Commissioner Gordon begin to question what he's doing. And they, through some movie logic, they figure out that he's taking Venom. Okay? Venom at the same time has been popping up all over Gotham. This is our running mystery going through Batman 2.
Okay.
Where is this new drug coming from? Why are these guys roiding out? Oh, Batman happens to be using it.
And Batman's the drug dealer. I gotta fund my bat stuff. Have some Venom.
So
I was gonna go with he stops the drug dealer and then he's like,
Sorry, I couldn't find any
So we get like
drugs.
45 minutes
Stopped
in.
him.
Everyone discovers Batman's taking it. It's starting to overrun Gotham. We're getting these roided out like villains that he's fighting against, kind of a thing. So
bunch
he's
of
taking it to counter
Banelings?
them. Yeah, I'd say like mild. I mean, we had Joker makeup in the first one. We'll have Bane makeup, and we won't explain it.
just a bunch of dudes in luchador masks.
We didn't
And
explain
one dude
Joker
with
makeup.
half a
going on?
mask.
We didn't explain Joker makeup, so why not, right? Like everyone's got luchador masks on.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, it's
It's the luchadors.
Nacho Libre got really popular again, and
So
everyone-
while he's taking all this venom and he's tracking down where the venom's coming from, we start
take
getting
more.
hint.
to
obviously.
take more. I'm running out. I better start tracking down. where
We
it's
start to
coming from.
discover that there's something going on behind the scenes that's orchestrating the venom, because he tracks down Penguin, he tracks down Maroni, and like any other crime family. None of them have anything to do with this.
Sure.
They're just showing up, and they don't know why. And Batman's fighting them, and they discover he's taking it. Well, my plot then revolves around what they said in the interview. They'd love to use Court of the Owls. Court of the Owls is manipulating all of this because they're getting the whole city attached to Venom so they can become dependent.
Okay.
So a secret society kind of thing. So Batman then using the Venom has to go into the Court of the Owls maze, but now he doesn't have Venom. We'll break it the moment he walks in. So now we go through this trippy Batman thinking he's turning into the giant owl thing because he's on crazy withdrawals.
Right.
And it all comes down to Batman has to rely on his own strengths and his own abilities instead of using anything that would make things more stronger and better for him. And he goes against the Court of the Owls. For the, so first hours, Firefly / Zaz. The last 5 hours is the Court of the Owls.
Sure. Yeah. That's just him in the maze.
3 hours of that is the maze.
Why not?
I got really tired. I just needed to take a bat nap.
It's 3 hours of napping.
But he's using the Venom to like the end of it to fight off each of the talents.
The
So we get all
nightmare
these
sequence.
overpowered zombie villains that he's going up against. And then he's starting to lose it to Venom, beginning to realize he has to rely on himself while now going through withdrawals and having crazy hallucinations. That kind of a situation. I don't have an ending for it. He'll just beat the Court of the Owls, and we'll do some like very 10-minute long montage of like Batman is hope. You can trust in Batman.
I don't think anyone sang that in the movie.
That was going.
then it becomes Batman the musical.
Yeah.
We gotta stop the Court of the Owls.
And since-
hey!
and
I thought it was weird when Robert Pattinson busted out with the song during the movie.
And since my idea is too grounded for once, Darkseid then arrives with Superman and Wonder
Obviously.
Woman through
There
a
it
portal.
is.
There it is. There it is. Yeah.
So what do you think? Court
but
of the
it's
Owls.
Christopher Reeves, and who is the lady who did Wonder Woman back in the day?
Linda Carter?
Linda Carter, yes, and it's Linda Carter, which is going to be impressive because Christopher Reeves is dead.
Anyway, what do you think, Andy? First, what would you watch the Court of the Owls drug binge? Batman?
I feel like you're throwing too much crap in the movie, honestly.
I mean, why not?
We got Firefly / Zaz, who, why not combine them both? Zaz to become
He's
an
got
arsonist.
fire knives.
There you go.
That would,
You've got Venom, and then you've got the Court of the Owls, who historically have nothing to do with Venom, but are now Venom peddlers, even though that was Bane's thing. So why use the obvious choice of Bane when you could use?
Because I want the maze.
I feel
because I got
like
some good
this-
cinematography in my head for that.
I feel like this is like a Joel Schumacher version of the Batman. That is my honest opinion.
But now Batman 3, Bane could show up. He's the only guy left
going,
with Venom.
hey, who the hell was selling all my drugs over here?
It's Tom Hardy again. and he's talking like that.
When he talks like that.
Yeah.
But no, it's Tom Hardy.
Oh,
but then we discover it's Venom, like actual Venom.
Oh, all right. Yeah, no, this is much
And it's
better.
still Tom Hardy.
So wait, you got a guy dressed like a bat in this universe? And then Venom's like, you thought Venom was stupid.
Venom's just
And then they
bouncing
both
it.
come out of the universe again.
All right.
Yeah, I think it's. I think you're just too much.
What'd you think,
Even
Dan?
your grounded version of a movie has too much crap going on in it.
I liked the he's on Venom.
Sure.
You lost me at Court of the Libres.
Although awesome name,
Right?
All right,
Court
so
of the Libres.
not Court of the Owls.
And
it's Court of
instead
the
of a-
Libres, and their leader's Bane. Does
Yes,
that fix everything?
instead of a
That would
Talon,
work
it's
better.
Bane.
Yes, honestly.
Court of the Libres.
Do you want me to fix your movie? I'm gonna fix your movie.
All
real
right.
quick.
All right.
So
It doesn't happen. All right, we fixed it.
they don't make it.
You guys are mean to me. You know that? You're real mean.
That is true. No, it would make more sense if yes, we could push forward in the future. Batman is pushing himself too hard. Venom is on the streets. He does start taking it to fight. Sure. However, when he gets addicted, that would be when Bane shows up, who is actually in charge of Venom, as is historically accurate in the comics,
No, a doctor is in charge of it, and then Bane steals it.
and does his I have come to the city to run Batman ragged so that I can then fight him when he's at his weakest to prove I am stronger.
Well, obviously.
So that would work better than the Court of the Owls randomly
And he
showing up.
strips before the fight.
Obviously. And then
Obviously.
Alfred steals his pants.
Nightwing, who hasn't been
Who
introduced.
hasn't been introduced at all. But Dick Grayson shows up, steals his pants.
For a second, I thought
I'm
you
just
said
saying,
and Bane just looks
Alfred.
back and he's like, "You're
I
such
did
a
say
dick."
Alfred
You did?
originally.
He's like,
Okay.
"You're such a dick," and he's like, "I know."
Uh-huh.
Dick Grayson, and just leave.
Hey!
That's the
And
only
then
way we
he
even
tries-
know it's
And then
Nightwing.
hops on his motorcycle and flies off. No, I feel like...
Flies?
Yeah. I feel like... Because he's on the Titans already.
Oh, okay.
That's how this works. He's not even a Robin yet. No, I feel like it would make more sense to have the whole thing be Bane coming to prove himself stronger than Batman than the Court of the Owls randomly showing up.
All right, Dan.
Batman's like, where did you get the Venom stuff? From a guy in Santa Prisca. Why is everyone in luchador masks? We don't know. Court of the Owls.
Court of the Owls. This is their game set.
Court of the Owls. Ah. I'm just saying,
I get it. I
thematically,
get it. You
doesn't.
stop shitting on my
I'm
idea.
not shitting. I'm just saying
All right.
thematically it
Try to
doesn't work.
ground
This-
one. Fine. New idea. Batman 2. Superman shows up. What's up, Bruce? We got to go fight
Which
Darkseid.
Superman?
Huh?
Which Superman? It's Val Zod.
It's
Michael
Tyler
B. Jordan.
Hoechlin.
Yes.
Tyler Hoechlin.
Is that his last name?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He comes in
He's a
and he
good
says,
Superman.
he's
That's
like,
right.
Bruce,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
got to go. And he looks at him and he goes, you want to be cradle carried or do you want to get on my back?
First of all, that would be hilarious to watch. In the dark and gritty Batman universe.
Pattinson's like, I'll get on your back. And they fly off into space where
Right.
Batman now has a spacesuit and they go to Apocalypse.
Sure.
And then it's just Batman with the Justice League.
This is honestly what I expected your pitch
Yeah.
to be.
This is Batman
And
meets up with the
honestly, it
Justice
makes
League.
more sense.
And the Justice League is made up of CW Batman, okay?
Wait, CW Batman?
A CW.
So Batwoman?
No, CW. It's made up of CW Superman.
Oh, okay.
Aquaman, Jason Momoa.
Sure.
We'll
Obviously.
get Flash from CW.
Peacemaker.
And
obviously.
Flash
We'll get
from the
Peacemaker
DCEU.
and Flash from the DCEU. And we'll get Supergirl from Flashpoint. That's not even out yet.
I like it.
Because she looks much better than Melissa Benoit.
You know, I don't even know who
I
the
think
new
Melissa
one is.
Benoit was
so.
a pretty good Supergirl. The series as a
and
whole
then,
was
and
not
then
great,
this
but-
multiversal Justice League battles against Darkseid.
Sure.
And at the ending, Superman picks up Bruce by his shirt and he's like, all right, you got to go back to your universe. We're not in there because DC doesn't want to combine these. And he just chucks them back to Gotham.
I like it. I mean, that tracks. Actually, thematically, it works better than your other pick.
And then Pattinson just lands next to Gordon, and Gordon's like, "Where you been this entire time that you were
Is
gone?"
that your Gordon impression?
Yeah. Where you been the entire time that you've been gone? The Court of the Owls has been peddling venom, and we need you to stop it.
And they're all dressed as luchadors. And then the movie ends with Pattinson going, huh? Credits.
No. The movie ends with Pattinson going, "Did you shower?"
What?
It's a Twilight reference. Way back at the beginning.
Oh, I don't know. Okay. So wait, now they're in love? Because that's one thing the Batman loves.
Do you know how
than
all
Twilight.
do you know how all these DC superheroes from the multiverse get into this universe? Dan, how do they do it?
Through a portal.
Today's episode is sponsored by Honey, the easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or computer. I personally love shopping online, and I do it all the time. But like many, I never have the proper coupon or codes ready when at checkout. Thanks to Honey, I don't need to. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and coupons and applies the best ones to the cart. It's literally just a button click away from savings. All you have to do is click Apply Coupons when the Honey button appears at checkout. Seriously, it doesn't get any easier to save money than this. I just saved $5 on some new smart light bulbs for my basement. Honey doesn't just work on your desktop, it also works on your iPhone too. Just activate it on Safari on your phone and save on the go. If you don't have Honey yet, you're missing out. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid in supporting this show. A win-win. I would never recommend something I don't use, so get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/experiment. That's joinhoney.com/experiment.
It's Batmite closing the portal.
Also would have been
Dan
fun.
could have gone either way with that.
Yeah. Batman works just as well.
All right.
So this is the way that I would fix yours, okay?
Oh no, what?
We don't even finish our own now.
We're just fixing yours. We're just fixing yours. Cuz I like the premise.
So bad.
I like
Which
the
idea? The dark side one or
No. I like
Oh,
the
yeah.
Bane
Dark
premise.
side.
The Bane premise. Except it would be more of a like two-parter. The first one, he gets addicted to Venom. He then has to try and quit Venom. He then learns where it's coming from with Bane on Santa Prisca, goes there, fights Bane, gets his back broken. That's the end of the first one. Second one,
you're doing two-part.
yeah. Second one, Azrael's going to take over in Gotham.
Ooh.
Bane's going to go, but he's going to take the moniker of Batman.
Right.
Like
Well,
the
that's
mantle.
what he does it at first.
Yeah, and Bane's gonna go, no, there's no more bats. He then goes to Gotham, fights against Azrael. Bruce is healing in the background, and then you have standard resolution where Bruce will show up, help Azrael beat Bane, and then you can potentially set up a third one where it's the
See, your idea's great. Perfect. Let me fix it. No,
Dark side.
no. I was gonna say the reason I chose to do the Court of the Owls was to subvert expectations. That's why there would be no reveal of them till about 45 minutes to an hour in. Where unless you had it spoiled by the internet 6 months prior, you'd
Why
be
would
like,
why would that subvert it? Oh, because it
'Cause you'd
wouldn't
be
be
expecting
Bane.
Bane.
I see. Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
and then you could easily end it with a post-credit scene of someone in a prison and a guy with green hair talking to him.
So you're trying to Ryan Johnson this. People were expecting Bane, so
But I mean, it's not like I was like, "You're expecting Bane, Condiment King."
although that also would have been hilarious.
he's squirting venom at you.
Oh, I didn't like that.
yeah.
I had
Or,
to change my name.
See, another
Used to be
twist.
Captain Squirtin. But they didn't like it.
Captain Squirt.
I was getting too many complaints.
Another twist based off of your whole when he gets injured, he uses it. It turns out it's actually Lazarus resin that is healing him. And that's the twist where it's actually the League of Assassins and the Lazarus Pit and not
Well, you just
Venom.
did a whole totally different movie, but yours is better. Okay, 1 through 10, it's Dan. 11 through 20, it's
Wait,
Andy.
I like the idea of we're leading everyone to think it's Bane. Then it turns out it's actually the Court of Owls. But then in the last 30 minutes, we discover it's the League of Assassins. the
Ra's al
whole
Ghul takes
time.
off the owl mask. It was me.
And Bruce the whole time is going, I don't know who any of these people are.
He takes off the owl mask, and then he's like, "It was me, Eobard Thawne."
What? And then Ezra Miller's Flash shows up. And he's like,
And he's like,
Bruce.
"It's Lois. She's the key."
He's like, what? And then he goes, wrong, Batman. And he runs away.
it. I like it.
Yeah, man.
All right, 1 through 10 is Dan, 11 through 20 is Andy.
Oh.
Andy, you're up.
All right. I would, since minor spoiler alert, Gotham is effed. By the end of the Batman, I would move straight into a No Man's Land style scenario.
Just do straight into that plot.
Not like the full plot, but I mean, essentially, you can have like, the mob starts carving up areas of Gotham. Maybe they call in. You could do even a little bit of like Arkham Origin, where Batman's still being a problem, so they start calling in costume villains to fight Batman. Which is similar sort of to The Dark Knight Rises, where they're like, oh, we'll use the guy in the clown mask. That won't go badly. Spoiler alert, it did.
That won't go badly.
Who knew? You couldn't trust the guy in the clown mask. I guess it wasn't a mask, makeup, but still.
It's actually
no.
Wait, he sewed
The
his
moment he
face
told me
on?
where he got those scars, I would have called off this project.
Yeah, let's call it when he made the guy's pencil disappear into his head. I probably would have been like, you know what? Let's just shoot him real quick. They never tried doing that, is what I'm saying.
Just make the bullet disappear.
Yeah.
Oh no, it went out the other side.
Luca, you still see it. So I would move into like a No Man. I don't have like a full plot.
Right.
Darkseid doesn't show up at any time, I'll tell you that.
Would you use that to introduce like various members of the Bat family that aren't the
So
like
that's
Cassie and all that?
That's what I would do, because you could have like, he runs into some aspect of Cassie, or Jason Todd is living on the street. Maybe Jason Todd's the first Robin in this universe. Jason Todd's living on the street trying to scrape together a life while the city is still like a war zone.
Right.
And then maybe Bruce takes him in, if you wanted to go that route. I don't know who I would do as a villain though for like a No Man's Land, because No Man's Land had all of the Bat rogues. That was the thing.
Wasn't it Joker? They turned Joker into the big one.
He was kind of the big villain, but like the rogues carved up the city. But you don't have the rogues yet in this Batman universe.
right.
So
The whole point of Batman is Batman was his own worst enemy.
yeah,
That was the point of that plot. And they kind of turned it into Joker at the ending. But like for the whole first segment of it, it was Batman can't trust anyone. Batman's trying to work on his own. Leave Batman alone. Batman keeps messing up. Batman's messing with people. Like it was Batman was his own worst enemy in No Man's Land because his methods couldn't work.
but that's what and then, I mean, if you want to go like the Venom route, you could. He's like running himself ragged trying to protect essentially No Man's Land, so he is taking Venom, which could set up Bane for a sequel, or the Court of the Owls, and then eventually Ra's al Ghul.
Then Darkseid.
Then Darkseid. But yeah, I would go with like that. I mean, in terms of
Would you see a Batman movie where there's no Justice League? It's just Batman versus Darkseid.
that would be awesome, first of all, because he would totally win. I feel like the Court of the Owls should be its own movie, though. I don't think you should try to tie that.
Well,
into
my movie
other
would be
villains.
the Court of the Owls because
But
the
I don't
Venom would be
think
setting up
you
for...
should tie in the Venom. I don't think you should tie in like another villain like at the beginning. Because the Court of the Owls was their own thing in the comics, so I feel like that should be it. Like Batman's doing really well. He's like a beacon of hope now. He's pretty much got to run in the city. He's like, I got it figured out. And then the Court of the Owls shows up and it's like, hey, guess what? The city's against you, and you didn't know the whole time.
Yeah.
Right.
We have zombies. Essentially,
Yeah.
we have ninja zombies.
I mean, you're not wrong because I mean, with my version, it could very easily go in the direction of Welcome to Raccoon City, where it's like, why did you put 1 and 2
Why
together?
are you jamming all this stuff together?
Yeah, you could have had a pretty good C plot movie here, and you decided to make it a D plot movie.
I feel like, honestly, and I just came to this, you should do No Man's Land for the next movie. Maybe do the Venom subplot in there. Maybe have some sort of overall villain. Obviously, you would need to have some overall villain. I don't know who it would be. But he rises up as Bruce Wayne to help the city, help get it back. Now he's developed a Bruce Wayne persona. So in the following movie, he's like, I'm good. I got Batman on it. I've got Bruce Wayne down. Like, I am helping the city out. And then the Court of the Owls shows up and goes, no, you're not. We're running everything. You didn't know it.
yeah.
So that's how I would probably set that up.
Okay.
But I don't have like a flat out, like,
see,
this is the villain I would use.
I would fix yours. The villain would be Darkseid.
Obviously. Turns out Darkseid, but it's not Darkseid. It's like a mobster who calls himself Darkseid.
It's Dan Turner or
Yeah.
Turpin.
Turpin, yeah. When Darkseid was like coming back.
When he was like a half a human.
Yeah. He's like a mobster. He calls himself Darkseid. He's got his Furies, and it's just a bunch of chicks with like swords and
Dude,
stuff.
that would
He
be the
wants
great-
to start the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Imagine if that was the plot and every Batman fan or like DC fans like, no, you wasted Darkseid, and he ends it with it was Dan Turpin, and he's like,
But it really is like Darkseid.
no, I really am Darkseid.
No, it
Like,
actually, it's Darkseid coming out of a portal and just cleaves him in half. Don't use my name.
And then he's like, sorry,
close
just
it
cleaning up the timeline. And then he came.
I'm sorry, Dan, but final
back
crisis
time.
moment. Darkseid was coming back to life as a human being. His soul was in another guy's body, and he was
Yeah,
taking
it
over
was-
this
It was
detective.
very
You know
Grant
what?
Morrison.
It was, yeah.
I much prefer when it's baby Darkseid after the Darkseid
I
War.
did when he used it like on the chest.
I liked Baby Darkseid.
yeah,
Baby
yeah,
Darkseid
yeah.
was a fun thing. And
Yeah,
then
we didn't
Grail and Baby Darkseid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish they did something good with that. 'cause-
Darkseid War like had so much potential.
Yeah.
That's
All
what
right,
happens in the second movie. He becomes the god of knowledge.
I love it. You know what?
Screw grounded Batman.
Sold.
All right, Dan.
All right. Just to clarify, which one's the No Man's Land?
Gotham, essentially what happens in the movie, it gets flooded and practically destroyed, and the U.S. government goes, we're done with Gotham. You're on your own.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of
seal it
people
off.
leave,
Is that the
but a lot of
one-
people don't. So,
That's not the one with Calendar Man, correct?
no, that's Long Halloween.
So the one that I would do would be with Calendar Man as the first villain. So we're gonna do a 2-villain in the same movie thing. It's gonna be Calendar Man's going through the seasons in that one where he like actually can control stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like basically make him more powerful and not just a lame guy that's got the months tattooed on his head. But like
Batman Arkham Knight, where you just show up to him in the cell and he's like, today is
Happy birthday.
Arbor Day.
Like, good to know, our calendar man. Thanks.
But so as Calendar Man is doing this and Batman's trying to figure this out, like the city gets overrun with like plants and stuff. He's assuming it's because Calendar Man is progressing time, so nature is taking over.
ivy.
But it's poison ivy.
Yeah.
And the second half would be about it being poison ivy.
Okay.
And
Cool to
then
bring her into this universe.
How would you explain that in a semi-grounded world, though?
See, here's my question
Well, I was-
about that, and this is
I'm gonna finish
we're
mine.
going to yours. We're going to yours. But my question is this:
get to-
does it have to be grounded? Because
No, well, but I mean, that's kind
all.
of what you set up in the first movie, is
Yeah.
all I'm saying. But anyway,
well, this would be more of the
lean
first-
more into the superpowers.
Yeah, start going like kind of dipping the toe in the water of superpowers. Instead of going for the crazy one, go for growing plants, speed up time a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not
Sure, yeah,
too
okay. Not
but then-
crazy, yeah.
It's not crazy, but then it turns out, and this would be the lead into the third one, the Court of the Owls was behind. I know we got to
Everybody's
include
doing
it.
Court of the
Everyone
Owls,
wants to do Court of the Owls. Court of the Owls were the ones behind manipulating Calendar Man and Poison Ivy into like taking over Gotham and like making it all overgrown so that they can then they would do it in more of, and yeah, I'm going all over the place, more of a magistrate style where they release the Talons as more of a, hey, the city's
controlling the
overrun.
city. Yeah.
We got to help try and figure this out, return it to the status quo. And then that movie would be about like Batman being like, they're not actually trying to fix Gotham. They're trying to claim it as their own.
You fools! Oh,
And then,
you okay there, Andy?
pretty much.
that's what he would do.
And then you can do it.
You destroyed it. You sons of bitches.
They blew it up. But yeah, that would be my one. And if you wanted to bring Dick Grayson in a weird way, like in a
It involves
non-standard,
poison ivy.
honestly, no, you make him one of the Talons already because in the comics they
yeah,
wanted
yeah,
him
yeah.
to be one, and he's the one that kind of slips up, and Bruce gets to reveal stuff and turn to his side, and he turns him into a Robin as like a well.
I could see that. Like, he's already investigating the court, and he discovers that they're going to go after Dick Grayson. Maybe
Yeah.
they kill his parents.
Exactly.
Bruce gets there first.
Something
He's
like
I'll
that.
take him in as my anti-Talon. A Robin. And Alfred's like, why a Robin?
I don't know. I saw one out the window. But like he brings him in that way because then you can just straight up explain this is why he's able to fight well.
Yeah.
Why
Sure,
he
yeah,
can do
yeah,
all of
yeah.
this stuff, and you can
I can
skip
see
over
it.
that.
I can see it, yeah.
See, I like that idea. While I do,
But I hate it, and here's the bet.
I was like, I was going on what Andy said about it being grounded. I do know the first one was kind of grounded, but I feel like they left it open because it was grounded because of the villain he fought.
Sure, yeah.
But
no.
we had a lot of outside, like the ice, like technology that doesn't exist.
Yeah, yeah.
We had like the car going over things.
You
We
could
had,
do something like with Poison Ivy where she's just really into toxins and things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily mean she's like controlling plants with
It's
her
more
mind.
she's got like growth formula
Yeah,
as
yeah.
opposed
the
to
thing
the
with
actual
Batman that
powers.
makes him interesting is that there's so many villains and so many possibilities. You could do a basic, he's doing a mystery, like, you know, what happened with the Batman one. Or Court of the Owls could be very similar in the same way. But at the same time, you could also be like, Andy's fighting Swamp Thing. And no one goes, No, we all go, cool.
Right.
Mr. Freeze. I really think they should do it like a good Mr. Freeze, not Arnold Schwarzenegger.
We haven't had a good Mr. Freeze.
No.
I liked this. I no slack against Jim Carrey's Riddler, but I liked this Riddler better.
I didn't like Jim Carrey's Riddler. So.
Yeah, well,
I'm not a huge Jim Carrey fan, actually.
you don't
He's
like.
too much for me. It's like Ben.
That's fair.
It's like Ben.
You know, I can understand that.
Is that why you're mean to me all the time?
Yes, you remind me of Jim Carrey.
I keep texting Mom to yell at you, and she won't do it.
She doesn't do that.
Because she says you're mean to her too.
Well, yeah. She tries to yell at me, and I tell her to shut the F up.
I'm gonna clip her this.
That's fine.
Send it to her.
I've said it to her.
I will say, if the first villain wasn't Riddler, I think a great one in this more grounded and would also kind of, you could change who the first Robin was, would be Clue Master and Spoiler, and then Spoiler becomes his first Robin.
That could work. I mean, you guys change up.
Yeah. Because I feel like that would be a very grounded way to do it. And frankly, the way that the Riddler did it, a lot of those...
The only problem with
They
having
were clues.
Stephanie as the first Robin is that she wasn't a Robin for very long.
No, but I mean...
You know what I'm
it's-
saying?
They would change it up though if you're
Yeah.
trying to mix things up.
Yeah, yeah. But you know
And
what I'm
then
saying?
he
Like, I
morphs
just,
into Batfleck.
like that wouldn't be like my, like
And
if
we
you were
restore
like,
the
oh, we're gonna have
Snyderverse.
Cassandra Cain be the first Batgirl. That would kind of work because she was Batgirl for so long.
yeah.
She was already trained by her father was an assassin, so it can kind of work for the universe. But it's like to randomly go like, we're gonna get Stephanie as the first Robin. Most people are gonna be like, who?
They
But
would,
don't worry,
but
we've
like...
already used
Ron
Cassandra
chick.
Cain, and she's just a random orphan with a broken
Oh
arm.
God, that was such a waste of a character. I don't want to talk about it. Let's not talk about Birds of Prey.
It never happened.
But you could bring in Huntress.
Huntress
would work
Ooh,
really
that would be a
well
good
in this
one.
universe. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah, that
one though?
the one that wants
Well,
to kill her.
I've actually always been a fan of the idea of Helena Wayne, or Helena Wayne, sorry,
The daughter?
the daughter of
Oh,
Catwoman
from
and
Earth-
Batman. Yeah, from Earth 2.
Earth 2.
And then she
Yeah.
eventually becomes like a Batwoman-ish character.
Yeah.
But the mobster, Helena,
Bertinelli.
Bertinelli, thank you. That would also, I mean, that would work
I
really
feel
well
like
in this universe.
Bertinelli would work really well because
Yeah.
you could even tie her to Selena. And
Yeah,
like
the whole
yeah.
thing. Yeah, that would actually, she would actually work very well in this movie.
I like that.
But there's our ideas for the Batman sequel.
Dark Side Baby.
Let us know down below who
That's
has
his
the
new
best
Robin.
idea.
No, Jarro.
All right, sold.
I want
Then
them
we
to
bring in the
remake Jarro.
Suicide Squad as well.
Listen, I have one idea for our next movie. Jarro. I don't care what you do around that, but Jarro needs to be in the movie.
Dan,
is-
I
is
need you to
actually
give me a
su-
short of the Jarro origin. Just the
We'll have Suicide Squad 2. Jarro.
I don't know why they didn't introduce Jarro into the Suicide Squad.
I'm
He
surprised
can still
they-
easily show up though. You just have
They
Harley
just keep
has a
one.
Jarro.
They're like, Harley, why do you have that one in a jar? I call him Jarro.
I mean, they did that in Peacemaker.
Post-credit scene.
Credits.
Post-credit scene right there.
They had
Yeah.
Peacemaker did that though. They had like
Yeah, they had
next
the one
episode-
bug. Yeah. Or butterfly
He's like,
or whatever.
I had a second jar the whole time.
It's got Jarro. He's in season 2. You might imagine Peacemaker sits down with Vigilante and he's just like, and Vigilante's like, so you never told me what happened. And he's like, oh well, let me say where I got this.
This is Jarro.
I mean, honestly, they could
With
put
a
Jarro
Peacemaker
in there.
there.
Anyway,
Love it.
we are Comicstorian. Every Thursday at twitch.tv/Comicstorian, we go live at about 3 p.m. Eastern. You can watch the show live. You can support the show by going to our Patreon, patreon.com/Comicstorian, and getting early access to almost everything that we create for $2 a month. Or you can subscribe over here at twitch.tv/Comicstorian. Or, if you don't have any financial way to support the show, just subscribe to our channel right here at Comicstorian. The one on YouTube, because that one's free. And while you're at it, subscribe to all of our other projects. Absolutely Marvel and DC, Dungeons and Ale, and Ben and Friends. All linked are down below. Today's episode is also brought to you by G Fuel. Use the code COMICS at checkout to get 10% off of your order. I recommend Radioactive Lemonade with the Spider-Man on the logo, and if it doesn't exist anymore, they're all really
Sorry.
good. Just avoid the spicy ones, in my opinion, and you're fine. And Dan, our other sponsor of today,
Is Honey, where you can go to joinhoney.com/experiment to get honey for free and save money when you shop online.
and that is the show. Who had the best idea? Let us know in the comments down below, and we'll see you next week right here, or the next time we film this, because we have been so sporadic due to snowstorms.
New episodes
Colorado.
whenever we feel like it.